Wrong substats can significantly reduce your hero performance, and understanding can drastically increase the gameplay performance in Watch of Realms, period. It is what it is, and there is some substats that should not be in your offensive gear, even though sometimes I'm also wrong about that. Because for example, I can give example with my Zelito. This is basically ace and mythical gear. And I have heal effects, but in general you should try to avoid healing substats. So what are healing substats and why do they appear on offensive gear? Of course, this is RNG. What you're going to get here is not like something predefined. So for the offensive gear, even though that you can actually see that this is purely offensive gear, attack percentage 25% attack and attack speed 30. So you can see that this is a clearly offensive gear, but it's an RNG in the substats. And I see not many people actually talk about substats. Maybe people think it's not important, but for me it's with crucial importance. Substats, we all know that your main gears should be with attack bonus, maybe the ring, and maybe critical damage, something like this. But substats, the other one, is also with crucial importance. And yeah, healing like this one, if you get a chest like this, maybe you can keep it till you actually get better one, but this is extremely rare to be pulled in the gear rights. Not gonna lie, I don't know what happened with these gear rights, but it's crazy how those type of gears just don't drop there. So if you get this type of gear, you know you're going to get some good substats. And for this in case like this is healing effect, but you should try to avoid this type of substats. So this is in general the healing substats I'm talking about. Of course there is this, yeah, this is basically the healing substats I'm talking about. So how do substats influence the hero performance in the battle? Now, if you have in your offensive hero, for example, healing effect, and I can actually add some other effects like maybe defense bonus and stuff like this, but healing effect is more bad from defense bonus, and the main reason is defense bonus actually are doing something for you, and this is going to increase your survivability. After all, your hero is also having a defense and having a HP, so in case like this, having this percentage defense is just going to boost your survivability. Now there is a cases where you don't actually need that much survivability. I mean, let's be honest, especially in the arena, you see some heroes in the arena that are even losing HP, uh and is in the arena, since the mobs are going on specific way, you can actually afford having this type of heroes where consumes each attack consumes 10% of the current HP and something like this. But in general, the substats where there is a places where your hero can get hit by something, you better have not have healing effects, because it's helping with nothing. But it's also not so good to have these flat stats with HP or just pure defense. I mean, at least this is my personal opinion. So I really hope I answered this question. One healing substance. Okay. Why are healing substats problematic for damage dealers or tanks? Well, again, it's just a single substats that is actually the healing effect, and it's not helping anybody. Exception is the healers. So it's like you're missing one substats. If you have a healing effect, it's like you're missing one substats. And in case like this, of course, it's extremely hard to get a gear that is going to have attack bonus, critical rate, critical damage, and maybe attack speed. This is extremely rare case that this can actually happen, and to get some good stats over here. But in general, yeah, healing effect should be avoided at any cost. And this is also for the defenders. You just don't get any benefits from this type of things. Here you're going to see defense bonus, HP bonus, and attack bonus. And I can say it's the same for defenders about the attack bonus. I see some people are actually building their defenders around around some extra damage, and I can give you an example for this. Is, for example, Theodore is extremely aggressive defender. I mean, this bad boy is I'm not quite sure he's a defender, because by looking the skills, is when activated increase attack speed by 80, damage by 80, and attack multiple enemies in range lasting for 20 seconds. Now this is definitely not looking like a defender, but you have to keep in mind that defenders are defenders, and there is a reason. If you check the stats of this bad boy, you're going to see that the attack is not that much. In general, it's not like defenders can go healers or healers can go defenders and other thing around. So also for offensive, at least the HP and defense is going to increase the survivability there. So, what is the alternative substats that should players prioritize on offensive gear? Well, this question is pretty easy. Now, depending what you go with as a main stats, for example, here is attack bonus. The second one should be critical rate, and sorry about that. Critical rate should be at least 20%, because you're looking to gather your 100% from the substats. So every piece of gear should have a critical rate there. So one is the critical rate, that is a must have in the substats. After this, depending if you're going with attack bonus or critical damage, you can just switch it and make the critical damage. I mean, it depending. Now, critical damage is very good um against enemies with low defense. The low defense, that means you're going to do massive damage over this creature, and you don't have I would say they still have some kind of level that you have to pass with your damage, but since this level is very low, you can afford to go with critical damage, and you're going to do way more damage. And that's why many people are actually going with critical damage. Some critical damage over the guild boss. It's just the guild boss have low defense. And of course, attack speed. I don't think somebody is going to go with attack bonus. I mean, as a main stat, attack speed, even though I have some crazy maybe it was not this gear. Maybe yeah. Look at this thing. I have 2 of this thing with attack speed, but this is wrong. Even 3 Nekos with attack speed. Actually 4. That's very bad. But yeah, you should not go with attack speed as a main stats. You should just focus over attack bonus or critical damage. But attack speed should be in your substats. And finally, maybe I can put rage regeneration. I think it's more valuable for example, if you want to go um, defense or HP or something like this. The rage regeneration is just going to help your hero trigger their ultimate more faster, and you're going to receive, especially if there is a long fight, like for example guild boss. Even though guild boss, actually there is a specific time to nuke the boss, especially on the shields. I mean, there is a different strategy there, but still this thing can actually get applied. What is the best way to farm gear is, yeah, there is no shortcut for the gear. It's a little sad to say it, but it is what it is. There is no shortcut. Maybe this one that is currently right now, tireless rider. That is basically when you go in the gear right one. For example, you can do an auto, and it's going to cost 2 times, but it's going to give you 2 times more rewards. So it's like saving a time, let's say it like this. But in general, there is no other efficient way to farm a gear. Maybe by efficient, if the question is by efficient to go further, in the stages, yes, try to hit the biggest stage you can get, but on point of just farming, I don't think there is something special there. What's some alternative substats players prioritize for offensive gear? I already talked about this. How can players avoid wasting resources on suboptimal gear? Now, here is the thing. Here's how I do it. When you go to your hero, and for example, you farm a lot and you want to extract the gear that is good, and rest of the gear you want to sell it to generate some gold. So you go here, and let's say we actually get this ring here, which is bad one. I don't know why I keep this one, but let's say this one. So this one is also bad. Oh my god, I have to sell these things. Now, the way I go for the gear is I always first go for the gears where the critical rate is somewhere in the first places. For example, like this. This gear, I go first on the auto enhance, and I see how the critical rate is going to go. If it's good, I continue. If it's not good, I stop. And this is 3.5%, so I definitely stop. Now, sometimes the critical rate is going to be let's say on the end, and this type of gear I save it for very last option, since it's having attack speed, critical rate, but it's not having critical damage, and this is really reducing the power of this gear. So maybe here you see critical damage, HP bonus, critical rate. So I'm going to go to critical rate. Maybe the first one I want to see, the attack. Okay, it's a flat stat, it's not good, and this gear is general, it's not good. But yeah, when you find your specific gear you're looking for, like look at this thing. I have attack bonus, so critical damage is 16%, is not good, but I still give a chance to the critical rate. And critical rate is extremely bad. I don't know if you can actually see by my head. Yeah, you can actually see. And yeah, the critical rate is extremely bad, so I don't invest more in this gear. This is maybe something as a tip I can actually give you, especially for the gear. So what is the best way to farm for better gear rolls? Are there specific game models where healing substats are useful? Now, maybe I see just one, and this is for very specific heroes, I'm not gonna lie. And maybe this type of heroes is Constance. Where is she? Yeah. She's a defender. Here we're talking now. Defenders, some defenders actually have some healing. Some defenders actually have some healing, and here you can see when be healed, the hero restores 3% rage, this effect, blah blah blah. But yeah, applies 25% inspiration, so this hero is also boosting the attack. We have to mention that is gets attack based healing to 1 alien rage, restoring HP equals to 60% base healing. So maybe in this case, in cases like this, where you have a defender that is also bringing some inspiration and also giving some healing, maybe in case like this, when you go at the gear, you can actually go and try to put some healing effects. But there is no other case where you actually want to have some healing effects in your substats. So okay, let's check it out. Can poor substats affect team synergy? Well, the team synergy have nothing to do with the substats. Maybe the rage regeneration, but this is extremely rare case. Most of the times when the people are looking to synchronize their heroes and their ultimates, they use some heroes that are boosting the rage regeneration. For example, Leia is having this spell where restores 10% rage for all allies in the range immediately. Afterward, applies rage regeneration to them every it's like 1.6 rage per seconds, every 1.0 seconds for 10 seconds. So having a Leia and trigger her ultimate is just going to restore the rage to all of the heroes. So this is for nuking. Because you may have some heroes that are on 100%, they're ready to fire up. You may have some heroes that are on 93, 84, something like this percentage. So you want to synchronize everything and nuke in same time the boss, and this type of heroes can actually help. But in rest in rest of composition is nothing to do with the synergy. So yeah, and the final question is of course for the offensive heroes, how to build their stats. I already have videos on my channel, you can go and check it out. And I'm not going to make this video longer. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you have some thoughts, you can leave it in the comment below. Also subscribe to this channel, we're trying to hit 1k subscribers. Have a great day and see you in the next video.